Hey folks, it's Tom at FrugalPrepper. I'm out here working on this Pontiac G6. So they said the belt tensioner was bad, but a lot of times these crack, right? And they'll actually make noise like but this one's fine. It has good tension. Nothing's cracked. The pulley is fine. Everything's okay with it. So, I mean, it's an hour of labor for tearing it apart. If he wants me to put a tensioner in there for, it's like over $100 for the tensioner. He wants me to put a belt in there, I will. I mean, you might have to go ahead and replace the belt. I don't know. So the other complaint they had was a headlight bulb keeps burning out in the front. Which headlight bulbs are in the front, but so I'm pretty sure I did put a bulb in this, and I'm pretty sure it was this side that I put the bulb in. I can tell it's been taken apart again. Somebody didn't put these plastic clips back in here right. They're all messed up. So I'm pretty sure it has been replaced again. So what I'm going to do is take this apart, look at the wiring, and do a voltage drop test with the headlight on. If you have a bad ground or positive and it's getting a voltage drop, light bulbs are really good about raising the current so that they can still put out the same wattage, because current is voltage times watts. So what we're going to do, pull this apart, do a voltage drop test on it with the headlight on, and see if that voltage is dropping. And if it is, we'll have to look at the grounds, positives, that kind of stuff. Alright, so I made sure I'm making connection. I've got the positive side of this meter hooked to the battery, and I've gone into the ground side of this connection, and I'm seeing 12.25 volts. So now what I'm going to do is move this positive side to ground, and we'll see it measures 0 volts. Right, measures 0 volts. That's with no load on it. So now what we're going to do is turn the light bulb on with this measuring across ground and see if this starts to measure any voltage. And it's measuring 0.28 volts. That's not too terribly bad. I'd be happier if that was less than 200 millivolts, but less than 300's okay. What I'm going to do is go ahead and redo these connections. I'm going to take this electrical tape off and look under here at these connections. So this is, oh man, that just fell apart when I gave it a little tug, so that's not good. This one will probably fall apart too. Yeah, it just fell apart when I gave it a little tug. So these need to be done correctly and soldered and heat shrunk. So we're going to go ahead and do that while we're under here. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is just clip these. And it doesn't matter which one's ground really, because it just flows through the bulb. But this side was hooked to ground before, so we're going to hook the same side up to ground. And put in these strippers. There we go. And this will be our ground. Now, I've got two wires here that are kind of coming from opposite sides that are all clipped in there. So I'm going to put some heat shrink on this wire that I can slide down over there. So let's see. We'll use black since it's a ground. We'll use red on the other one since it's positive. So we'll put that heat shrink up there. And then we're just going to twist these together like so. And we're just going to put a little solder on them. Might need to go a little hotter with it. Take it up to 400. Okay, that one's soldered. There, that one's done. And we'll heat shrink that one down. So now let's rerun another voltage drop test and see what happens. We still have a 0.25. I mean, that's better than 0.28, but that's a little bit less voltage drop now. All right, let's take this headlight out. Oh, this one's got butt connectors in it. So this is why this bulb's burning out. It's drawing too much current. It's getting a voltage drop through these butt connectors and stuff that somebody's put on here. Oh, they see that ground just fell apart on me. So I'm not even going to, well, I can measure. It's no use. That ground was completely loose. So I'm just going to fix this. I'm not going to be able to do a voltage drop test because I already broke the wires apart. And if I twist them back together and stick them back in there, it might make a good ground. And so they replaced the bulb without actually seeing if it's bad or not. Yeah, see, that bulb's good, but it was out. Just so you guys can see, that was drawing too much current. If you look at that, focus, those are melted. This prong is sticking too high. These have gotten hot and they've melted. Yep, that's because that ground was bad. Okay. Alright, so they do make a new connector for it. This is a Dorman. We hope it works, but it's all they have. I'm going to strip a little more insulation off on these guys and make sure they have enough wire to wrap around. There we go. Let's put that together. And we'll get one of these wires. We don't need that much wire. Strip that down. Oh yeah, I gotta put my heat shrink on there first. Let me get my heat shrink. Okay, now we'll get the soldering iron out and solder it. Heating it right around 400 degrees. There we go. And I was just going to go ahead and solder this other one while I'm here real quick. All right. Woo. That's good. All right, that's fixed. Let's hook up the bulb and see if it works. And then I'm going to clean both of these bulbs off with some good alcohol before I stick them back down in there to you. So make sure they're good and clean. And we have a point, I don't know if you can see this, but we have a 0.29 voltage drop. That's fine. I'm happy with that. So we're good. All right, folks, she's all back together. Airbox back in, belt tensioner back on. Lights are working. I checked all the other lights, they're all working. We're good to go. So, I did clean off those bulbs with alcohol. I put bulb grease on there, gaskets to slide everything back together nice and neat. I found more plastic clips in my kit to put in there, so all the plastic clips are back in. Everything's clean, tight, soldered. Everything looks good. Should be a happy customer. Good to go for a while. I'll talk to y'all later. It's Tom, the Frugal Prepper.